So look, I'm going to show you how I run store from 0 to 10K a day within just a week sometimes. Here is one of them. This was just turned off. It's running on subscriptions purely. But if you have a look at this exact store here, let's just take it from the 14th till today. We found this exact product here. At this stage, we were just testing something else that was never profitable, but we found the actual product we're currently running the 27th of May, which is like a little bit less than 2 weeks ago. The first day, we instantly made 4 sales at $199 in revenue. Scale it straight to 500, 700, and we hit, let's call 931K a day within just 6 days before a little dip in the Facebook learning phase, instantly to 1.5K, 1.7K, 1.4K, and today so far, we're not done with today, we're sitting at 1,047. And when we're talking about this, I want to actually be transparent with you about the margin too, so you know what to expect. So the 3rd of this month on a brand new store, let's move back to it. We did $1,700 in sale. The actual profit that day was $533. So that's probably around a $30 margin, which is just excellent starting. Imagine your life like this. You start a store less than 2 weeks ago, and you're already making $500 some days, and then other days $200, $400, $300 a day in profit right out of the gate. How fast your life changed. So in this video, I will show you exactly how the ads are structured, how I run them, when I cut, when I scale, as well as how I actually launch the test campaigns. But before that, I'm going to show you how I found the product. And just to show you, when you put the actual method to test, you can get results like this. The store that was started last year in August, first month 40K, which was just 1.5 weeks. Then we go into the month of September, instantly 200K, and has been maintaining pretty much that level ever since. It's making insane amounts also in subscriptions. So in May alone, when you see 185K in revenue, the profit was 97K. It's really good. So the way the products are found, and I want to make sure that I tell you that nothing in this video is sponsored. Nobody would pay to sponsor this small little channel. It's genuinely the things that I use, okay? The way I find these products is through research softwares, and I use Winning Hunter specifically to find those 2 exact ones that I just showed you. I find anything that's coming up right now. So with this research tool, you find everything that's doing good in the market now, and it kind of lists it, and you get access to content. Like, this method is genius. I don't really have much intention behind this video other than just to show you how to do this, because there's so much bad info about ecom out there. Everyone is pushing you to use bad softwares to sign up for this, and you know how the industry is, right? So I'm just going to show you how to do it. So on the research software, which in this case for me happens to be a Winning Hunter, I look for all the trendy products now, and I take this numbers and I put them pretty low. If you really want to hunt like the existing products that are coming up now, you want to go like $10,000 to 150. Because look, when you hit days like this, 500 profit very, very fast, and your product is pretty much instantly profitable out of the gate, it usually means that you've hit a new trend early, okay? And some of the best products to sell are things that make people more confident in their body and stuff, so products like that for women. And the reason I have low numbers is because I'm trying to find the new things. This is an advanced video, by the way. It's not for beginners. If you are a beginner, still watch, because this is the stuff you don't even find in a 5K course. But one day, man, this is gonna help you so much making money. So what I'm looking for is something that is actually going up right now. So you see the graph here. I don't want something like this that's going down. I want to see a steep curve right now. So something a bit similar to this, but ideally hasn't died off. And it needs to be in this range so that we know that it's actually new. A great example would be this product right here. It's a bit saturated, but for the example's sake, it's currently taking off completely. There's loads of new video ads that's being pushed for the products every single day. That is something I would consider trustworthy. Kind of the same with this. It's also going up a lot right now. And what I do is very, very simple. So let's just say I'm selling this one for the example. I'm gonna go to AliExpress. I'm gonna search for hand neck massager, which is the exact product. I'm gonna find it here for $29. We're gonna list it for $49 to begin with, which is just a $20 margin. And the reason we do that is to kickstart the ad account, okay? So that's exactly why you see that the first couple of days, we're actually running at losing money sometimes, because we aim for a small amount of profit to begin with to kickstart this. This is why you're never hitting your first winning product, often because you have too steep of a margin up front. And as soon as you start stabilizing your store like this, that's when we increase it. So when I originally start selling this for a $20 margin, what I will do next is push it to a $25 margin, $30 margin, and eventually I will maybe buy this for $22 and sell for $69. So the next thing I do then is I use the Atlas app in Shopify. This is how I start new stores from complete scratch. So it's this one here. This is kind of like an AI store builder. And the main thing about like this method is that you want to find the products now and take action tonight before someone else. That's why you really need to have a software like this. So we just take the alley link and paste it, and the AI will start building a store. Now I've already prepared a store I'm going to show you. So let's just instead pretend you're going to run this product. You come over to Atlas, you add the product here with the link. You go on build the product page. Once that's done, we're going to confirm the products and let the AI do the job. When you come in here, you should use Atlas template if you want to copy me. You can use the others, but personally I use Atlas template, and I use the beauty template for every single product I run, regardless of the niche, and then I just change the colors later. Build AI store pages here, let the AI do its thing while watching how much money you have lost in the crypto market the last year, which happens to be a lot. Thank God I have e-commerce. If not, things wouldn't be looking too good for me. Once the AI is done, it's going to look something like this. You just have to shorten down the product name and everything, but this is essentially the template that you're going to get. And we're going to delete a lot of this. I'll show you how this looks once you've actually given it a bit of love. But as you can see, this template turns out amazing. Just imagine you swap it to blue to match the product. You use ChatGPT to make some photos, etc. You can actually come up with a really, really good store using Atlas. So this is the theme I use on all. I'll link it. I'll link all the tools and everything that is being used. I know them, so I got a discount. I'll give that to you. I'll show you how this looks once you have actually tweaked it. So you just saw an idea on how the store looks right after it's made with AI. And just as we're speaking, my student is sending in a new result here in the group chat. He's really doing well. 13K the last 2.5 weeks or so. He's really profitable too. If you want to join, you can go to the first link in the description. I have a program where I teach you everything. It has a full course on everything dropshipping related. It's rated 4.9 stars on Whoop. As you can see here, the people are very happy with it. Here we got Nicholas too. He did a 500K store in 2.5 months just a couple of weeks back. He closed it on 80K profit on that store alone and is now starting up a new one. If you want to get a full course, access to me every day to chat me, weekly calls and everything, I'll just link it in the top of the description. I figured I'd tell you when I just saw that the fresh new result has dropped in the chat here. Is really cool. But here is how the store looks once you've given it some love. So it really just used the Atlas template, but the first thing you're going to see is I took out a lot of things. You see the eye here? These are all things that I decided to get rid of from Atlas. So you never want to be lazy with the AI, but in just like 10-15 minutes, you could honestly fix your site to look super good. This is a very trustworthy site. It has loads of customer transformations and social proof. This one obviously needs to be fixed into the color. It's just like kind of a test store. You can put the before and after. The point is that with the AI, I build out the store super fast. So every single day, I'm actually scouting new products. I'm looking for something that's going up. So today I might be running this one. Tomorrow I might be running, this one. Whatever I see that's coming up, I'm testing. I'm testing around one product a day with Facebook ads. That's why you see that there are so many different campaigns. And the way I get the content is I actually just use the top performing videos. Okay. So say that we're going to sell this product. It's clearly going up right now. If you click the last 7 days, 10K revenue in 1 day. The first thing we're going to do is we're just going to download all the good performing videos and we're going to get 10 of them. Okay. 8 to 10 is usually a good number. We then just launch a campaign on Facebook and I test the product 2 times. Okay. So the first campaign will be a batch of videos. It's one campaign, $50 budget with around 8 to 10 videos in each. So in this one specifically, I have 7 videos. Okay. If this campaign fails, tomorrow I will launch a new campaign. So let's look at a realistic example of that. This one, it actually failed, we can say. I tested 10, none of them hit. If that's the case, tomorrow I will be running a new round of creatives. So let's find another test campaign. And we see that, wow, the new batch of creatives actually had a winner. I will then make the decision on whether or not the product is worth it. So the product testing phase goes in 2 rounds. Day 1 is going to be your first original test campaign with 8 to 10 videos. If those fail, you're going to just come back, get a couple of new videos and see if some of them are hitting. You can also upload a product image. So for example, like you go to AliExpress, you take a picture of this product, you then head over to ChatGPT, you tell him make an attractive photo ad, and it can turn into something like this, right? So you also make like 4 or 5 different photo ads, and you test 2 campaigns to see if you can make anything hit. If you can't make anything hit within 2 campaigns, it's best to cut the product. But if we navigate back to this sheet, just remember you don't always have to be profitable day 1. That's fine, it picks up over time. But the thing I start doing then, once I see that I'm actually making some sales, like this specific campaign here, is I start to hunt multiple winning videos. So if you look inside of this campaign here, this is not the best scenario for a test. I have only one winning video. The other one, yeah, it's at 2 sales. It's not really enough to determine. It is looking good though. But the point of my test campaigns is to find winning videos. So every day I will launch a new test campaign. If I'm making sales, I'll give the product a proper chance. I will launch a new test campaign every day to hunt as many winning videos as this. So after a couple of days of testing, I will maybe have this campaign, I'll say I have this campaign and all my test campaigns are hitting some winning creatives here and there. I will then take my winners. So let's just sort it by results really quick. We have now found one winning video ad. We found another, everything over 4 sales I consider winner. We have found 7 winning video ads throughout the span of, let's say, a week of test campaigns. We're now just going to duplicate all of those winning ones, never select what Facebook suggests, into what I call a scaling campaign. So that's going to be a new campaign. The purpose of the test campaign is just to find winning creatives. And then we take all the winning creatives and we duplicate them into a scale campaign. And this is where the store is expected to start making money. So this is where you go from these type of, red days to green days. So when you come inside of that, you're going to give it a budget of $50 per creative. So we have in this one 7. That's going to be 50 times 7, $350. But $350 isn't enough to get to big days, right? You're never going to spend $350 and make 10K back. So what that means is that while this campaign is running now on this massive budget, in order for us to increase the budget more and make more sales back in the business, what we have to do is keep testing on the side. So the Facebook strategy is as simple as new test campaigns daily with 8 to 10 creatives. And then in the future, whenever we hit a winning creative, like let's say here, oh, we just hit a new winning creative. We're going to just duplicate this winning creative, okay, over into our existing campaign, which is now going to be the scale campaign. And you're just going to repeat this process every day. So it really is a hustle making new creatives, but you can use AI to make a bunch of photos as well. And if it does very good, let's say the first day of scaling, you're super profitable, you're going to increase it another $50. So I like to do $50 a day for 4 days. If that holds up well, I will start adding $100 a day. And the thing that you have to understand with scaling your store is that meta testing phase usually come in some crashes. So how that looks is like you're doing good, you're increasing the budget right here, and then one day it just crashes and you have no clue why it's crashing. You're ripping your hair out. You think maybe I got to go back to working at McDonald's flipping burgers and stuff like that, but it's really not the case. It's Facebook kind of testing you and tricking you. So whenever you have a bad day, you need to hold on to your stuff. Don't scale and don't scale back. If you have 3 bad days, you're gonna scale the budget back and let it stabilize again. Let's use the Bitcoin graph for an example here. This is very, very important. So you see that every time Bitcoin is trying to make a new all-time high, let's say right here, there's always a correction. And really try to analyze this as your ad budget. So every day you're increasing $50, right? And that works. So here you're spending $200 a day, here you're spending $400 a day. At the $400 a day mark, it stops working. The store kind of crashes and Facebook is now spending your money. Just like this day here, you're not doing too well. What you're then gonna do, if it holds that level for a few days, is you're gonna scale back. So in that case, we're gonna lower our budget on Facebook. Let's say this campaign is running at $350 a day and it's having a rough day. We're gonna lower it down to $300 and we're gonna let that campaign re-stabilize. Just like the Bitcoin is holding a floor level right here, we're letting it re-stabilize. And once it becomes smooth and we're back in profit and everything, then we try to scale it again. So tie all of this back into Bitcoin. What you see is that every time you pump, there's a correction. If that's ecom, you lower the budget, you let it stabilize, and then you try to scale again. And every time you try to scale, you get the budget higher than last time. So that will look like I scaled to $400. Oh, it's not so good. I scale back down to 300. I let it be stable. Then I go back 400, 500, 600, 700 this time. And then it crashes, go back down to 600, let it stabilize, and then work your way up. And that's how you deserve a higher ad spend and eventually get those $2,000 a day spending ad campaigns. It's completely normal in this phase for Facebook to crash. Now, your question is, when do I cut the ads, right? Because all the scaling is done in here. When do I cut the ads? Well, if they are losing me money for 3 days in a row, I cut them on a new store. But on a very very like long-term store, like the one I showed you here that's done millions, if I'm having bad days like this, I'm still not going to cut it until it has been like 5 to 7 awful days. That's the time I will cut it. But you looking at this, you probably have a fresh store, so you're just going to cut what's losing you money. So let's say that our break even per purchase here is $31, right? Then these are super profitable. We're spending 20 per purchase, 30% margin. Nice. If this keeps rising, we're going to have to cut. Same with this. If this holds 40, remember $31 is our losing point, then we're gonna have to cut this one, okay? But how I really cut them is I don't cut the whole campaign. I look inside of it and see what is my losers. So let's look in this exact campaign. Are there anything that's wasting our money? No, these are actually super profitable. There's nothing to be cut. Are there any ads that's getting budget but not getting any sales? Let's just say that this one is stealing all of our budget and it's not selling. We're gonna cut it. But let's look for the perfect campaign example where this is actually happening. Not any of them really, because my ads are just phenomenal, if I can be honest. Yeah, exactly here. These two ads are stealing all of our budget, right? Even this one at 51. If we just cut this, our average will be 20, 10, and 25. Your average profit can be high just by cutting stuff that don't work. So after 3 days, if that just holds the low level, you're gonna cut them. And the only process you have in the background is just testing more creatives. It's really that simple. Of course, you have to also change your site and everything, test different offers, see what works. That's the first thing you do in the testing phase. So you test the products as simple as it is, which is take the offer for 49. If that is selling, the next thing we do to cover our ad spend, because look, if you're spending $50 for a sale, that is fine, but that doesn't add up on a product like this. So if that's the case, we're gonna lose. But here is where the profit is made. I'm gonna show you. Once the product is working, every day you're gonna experiment with a new upsell. So we're now spending 50 on ads and we're losing. But if the customer takes this one, we're now potentially breaking even, right? Because we just added $19 more. So you test that upsell for 2-3 days and see if it holds. If people don't take it, you cut it and test a new one, right? So then you would maybe test this one instead. But ideally, in short, the way you combat this, because your ad cost will rise when you scale. It's realistic to scale at a $50 cost per purchase. You just need the customers to spend more on your site. So you're gonna experiment with upsells one at a time until you find one that works, and then you're gonna add another. And ideally in your cart, you will have like 2 solid upsells. So now the customer can spend $99 on their side. And if we then sometimes get bad ads like this, the upsells will cover it. Now your average order value will at least not be 49 like original. Maybe it will be 65, 69. It helps add up a lot. So if our average order value is 80, we can actually hold this ad set, and we would only have to cut this one and this one. Now all of a sudden the $51 one is actually profitable. So the first thing I do after testing is I slowly increase my price and test some upsells to boost my average order value. Once those things are in place, I then just start scaling the budget. And the only thing I do Facebook ad wise is just testing a bunch of creatives and bringing all the winners into the scale campaign. Now, if you want to learn this from me personally, I'm going to link the program in the top of the description. It's really, really good. You have lifetime access. You have me every day helping you, weekly calls, a full course. I mean, it's rated 4.9 stars. There's pretty much no risk that you're going to be unhappy with it. I have a 24-hour refund policy too, in case, you feel like you made the wrong decision. But there is no program out there like this. The people inside are getting amazing results. Just read this one. Starting one-on-one coaching with Henrik has been an incredible journey. If that's something you want to learn, just drop me a message here on my Instagram and I'll get back to you in regards to the one-on-one program. But to be honest, man, just start with this program. It really, really gives you great results. And then as soon as you start making some money, you can take that, you can invest into more coaching or whatever you want. So that program will be the first link in the description. Ricardo hit his first 1K this year. Then we have someone hitting their first sale, actually 2 sales on the first sale day. We have Nick here, 500K, $80,000 profit going down into his mortgage, paying off the house. It's really, really life-changing. And I could show you hundreds of more results and testimonials. So join that. If you like the video, click a thumbs up, subscribe. I'm just showing you everything I know about ecom on this channel, being as advanced as possible, trying to really share value. If you like it, drop a subscribe, drop a like, and I'll see you in the next one.